What's up, guys?
Oh, just kick the camera. No, you guys still good.
I'm back with Project Trucks of Freedom Refugee. This is basically what this was, a Trucks of Freedom, and it was a refugee. So I gave it a home. We got some cool things to discuss. First thing I'm going to discuss is yesterday, you may have seen, I threw up a public service announcement about my business dealings with an eBay seller called Hop Me Up. Basically, I bought a Castle 10 amp DEC for said truck that we got here. And the order seemed to be going as normal. Yep, we shipped it, got a tracking number. You know, and sometimes it doesn't register the first day. Then it didn't register the second day. Coming into the second day without an update, I'm like, what's going on here? No response. Third day, it didn't register, and I'm like, what's really going on here? And, you know, the answer I got from them was, we're waiting on Horizon Hobby to send us our order. They've got a new computer system. They've been having problems with it. Okay, well, how does it affect a Castle product? Because they're owned by Pivot International Incorporated, not Horizon Hobby. You know, you can't get it from Horizon Hobby. How about going direct to the manufacturer? You're probably going to get better deals and make more money off it instead of getting middled and then middled through Horizon, leaving your customer getting middled 3 times. Doesn't seem like that's good business sense to me, but that's the way they do it, which is fine. But it took 3 days of the tracking number not showing up and me literally demanding a refund at that point, because all I got is a tracking number, and, you know, post office saying, we don't have this package. They never gave it to us. And I don't foresee the post office line any which way. From that letter of explanation, I'm like, well, maybe they got something they could substitute it with. Already annoyed that whoever's dealing with didn't know that Castle isn't even owned by Horizon. And a little upset that they didn't have the product that I bought in stock. But you know, there's situations if you got only one and a guy comes into your store and buys it, and you haven't had a chance to get to your online orders yet, or pull that order to fill it, you don't realize you got 2 orders. So, I mean, you know, crap happens. But at some point, somebody had to pull that, try to fill that order, and realize they didn't have it. And they never bothered to be like, yo, this is what's going on. We're sorry. Do you mind waiting? We have more on order. Or would you like a refund? Because I'm the kind of guy that'll go back on your page into your eBay store and see what you have that's comparable to it, to performance and price, and be like, would you mind substituting this for me? Then we ain't got to do a refund, and we ain't got to do a, you know, wait for however long it takes you to get your order, which is usually a nice workable situation. But to simply just make it look like you shipped it, leave your customer hanging with 0 communication whatsoever, is highly unprofessional. It shouldn't have been done. I mean, I get it that, you know, problems do arise, but when you don't be honest about it, it makes it hard to want to trust you. And that's where I'm at with Hop Me Up RC. from eBay. I probably won't do business with them. I left them a bad review and a picture of the shipping label from the USPS tracking stating that they hadn't received the item yet, and that was as of yesterday. And dealing with the people, they don't get it. It's not that I care where you get your product from. It's that you didn't take the time with the professionalism, the courtesy to notify me, hey, look, we screwed up. Mistakes happen. That's human. But when you try to sweep it under the rug and hide the fact, that's not cool. And literally printing a shipping label off, knowing full dang well you didn't have one in stock, wasn't cool. Especially where you didn't bother to notify me that you didn't actually have it. And so I go on their site to see what they have that was comparable to it. The number one thing that popped up on their site was the same thing I bought. Same ad, even said last one, same part number, same BEC. They were trying to sell another one and they already know they don't have any. I'm looking at that one, I'm like, well, how the hell can they be selling this one if they don't even have one to send me? Sketchy business practice is what that is, in my opinion. And I don't think it should be called for, especially from an eBay seller with that many positive reviews. And I don't understand how they got that many, if that's the way they do business. So, the negativity put aside, we have Project Refugee Phoenix. And so I got the truck, $350 shipped from an awesome dude off one of the Phoenix group pages. One of my favorite things on earth right now. It's my first experience with a Vanquish kit, not my first experience with Vanquish products. Always well made. The assembly of this thing has been like no other RC model. There wasn't any fighting. Everything fit like it should. And that's a hard one to pull. So anyways, I got thinking to myself, alright, I'll throw my hobbywing, my good old trusty hobbywing, 3300 kilovolt Axe R2 system in it. The meanest, nastiest rock crawling thing you can throw in a rock crawler that hobbywing offers. Well, if the motor was too long, it wouldn't fit, and there really wasn't any way to adapt it so that everything worked like it should. So that left me with a dilemma. What do I do here? So, I'm looking around on websites, and everybody's talking about the Hobbywing Fusion Pro. Hobbywing Fusion Pro. Hobbywing Fusion Pro. Go with Fusion Pro. Sometimes they mention the even cheaper variation of the SE, but it's always Hobby Fusion, Hobby Fusion, Hobby Fusion. And for a lot of people, that may be a great product. And it's offered by Hobbywing, so it probably is a great product. But I didn't like the concept back in the 1980s, and I don't like the all-in-one printed circuit board BS now. That includes throwing the ESC into the motor can. Because if you develop a problem with the motor, you now have two problems. You gotta replace the motor and ESC. Develop a problem with the ESC, you now have two problems. You gotta replace the motor and ESC. And sometimes replacing the motor is a pain in the butt. So, I got to wondering, is it possible to come up with something comparable to the Fusion Pro for the same price tag? And the answer is there are several solutions to this that not only are they comparable, but they're better and more powerful. How's that blow your mind? And I was able to put a power system together for this truck for less than the cost of a Fusion Pro. So we're talking under $150. In fact, the system I went with puts me into the $145 range, so $5 shy. And had I not gone with this little adversary right here to go with the ESC, it would have been another $30 cheaper. So it would have been $115 for a separate ESC, separate motor, better performance. Better than the Fusion Pro. And Hobbywing makes some super great products, so that's a hard one to go at. So now we're going to show you what we got. And when I said any number combinations, you can go with this ESC, which is what we're about to open up, and Three Brothers Racing Yellow Jacket 1500 kilovolt 4S motor. Pretty cool, right? That, my friends, and this is last year's model, the September 1st, they have a new model coming out. This is the Fury Tech Lizard 10 Light Edition. Gonna need your own BAC, but this puppy is just as upgradable as the hobby, not upgradable, programmable as a Hobbywing R2 electronic speed controller. And it too has field oriented current technology, or FOC, for $75. Now we're going to get to the piece de resistance. And now that you know what the ESC is, you probably know what this is going to be. And you can get it just like I got it, the light version. You can get the light version with a Bluetooth dongle. And then they have another version that this is all fully enclosed. However, these ESCs are not waterproof. This is a 60 amp ESC, 100 amp burst. The new ESC that Fury Tech's releasing September 1st is called the Python X, and it's $89. It's a little bit more than this, but with the motor I bought, you'd still be under the price of the Fusion Pro. And not only would you be under the price of the Fusion Pro, you'd still be brushless or brushed, depending. Just like this one can do brushed or brushless technology. But you'd still be under the Fusion Pro budget. And you'd be running an outrunner motor or an inrunner motor. The Python X, for $155, which is $5 more, gives you the inrunner motor package and their new Python X. Both of these ESCs are 4S capable, which means the truck now runs on 4. I can do 2 through 4S in this truck. And my intent is 4S. Now, for less than the money than a Fusion, and have the ability to go 4S, you can't beat that deal with a stick. The Hobbywing Fusion can only do 3S. So, get one more S, more power. And like I said, the piece de resistance, this guy. Do a quick unboxing. We'd like to get Give some mad props to Helimax. Excuse me, not Helimax, Heli Direct. They not only was they able to ship the product, they had it in stock. They gave me a pretty good deal on what I bought here, and currently, if you want to get one of these Lizard 10s, they're the only people that have them available. I think even Fury Tech was out of stock, and now knowing that September 1st they're launching the Python X system, I know why. They've got the next gen coming out. So let's check out what this is all about. Oh, look at cool. So I can already see. All right, Tony Fury Tech. You need. How is that short of a wire even practical, man? That's really gonna. Oh boy, especially where I was thinking about putting this bad boy. Okay, so the wire being a little, short. That's one thing. Because of how cool this system is, I can forgive the short wire. Throw that off there. How do you open it? This, my friends, is what is called the Tesla Digiboard. Which I think would look really badass right there. Excuse my language. This little guy's got 3 buttons and allows you full programmability of your ESC and displays all the telemetry data. So engine RPM, ESC temperature, and how many volts. It's also got a little car in the middle, so when you're going forward, the car goes forward. When you go backwards, the little car goes backwards. Kind of gimmicky, yes, but I mean, seriously, how cool is that? That's pretty cool to have that kind of tech, that small, to give you full control over that. It's kind of wicked cool. So, this is my first experience with Fury Tech products. And where I figured my first experience with Vanquish, my original ESC motor didn't fit. Let's step out of my comfort zone and try something different than hobbywing or Tekin. And see if we can do it on a budget and come up with something that really can perform almost on their level, but spend less money than you would on the hobbywing Fusion. Fusion Pro, not the Fusion SE. That is an unbeatable deal. $80. Non-boxer for ESC. I mean, the Digiboard is tiny, but I mean, the ESC is not much bigger. And we're getting full 4S out of this puppy. That's just incredibly crazy. I mean, there's literally nothing to this. It's tiny, lightweight, less center of gravity on here. I am stoked, and I also got my work cut out for me. So yeah, this is the power system I chose to use, FuryTech. And we'll have a running video of it up a little later. I'm not going to have the motor I went with until Monday. And that was the other thing I should probably cover when I said can beat the Pro. I'm trying, and I'm not sure if I'm enunciating it right, but it's iMod or Nyman. Not quite sure how they prefer to have their name enunciated, but they make it was under $40 for an Outrunner brushless motor. That's 2050 kV at 4S, and can handle 4S. Other motors that can be had, Holmes Hobbies has the 1000 kV revolvers on sale for $24, 20 something dollars, under $30. Combine that up with that. I already mentioned the Three Brothers Yellow Jacket. And then, of course, there's FuryTech's own motors that can be had. You can have the Komodo 10, which is an Outrunner. And then you can have their Inrunner motor as well. And the Komodo 10 actually comes under the Fusion Pro. Both systems that they offer with the Python X are 4S capable. With the exception is the Python X speed controller is a bit more powerful than this guy. It itself is capable of kicking out 80 amps and I believe 150 amp peak. It might be 160 amp peak, but I can't quite quote the full specs. I know it's 80 amp consistent. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped. See what this little guy's about. This thing's actually small enough it may not be that big of a deal. Seriously may not be that big of a deal, because I can probably mount it underneath. Depends on what my servo is doing and where this is located, but I can probably get this within close proximity of this. So I do want to stress this guy is not waterproof. The new Python X is. And you can get a Bluetooth dongle that attaches. The Python X comes with it already attached. And just like your Hobbywing, you can Bluetooth all the telemetry to your phone. The real cool thing about the Hobbywing, R2 ESCs only currently, is that through the FlySky iBus and a couple software updates, it is possible display all the Hobbywing data on a FlySky Noble and Noble Pro now, which is wicked cool. So, jumped out of my comfort zone with my Hobbywing R2 systems. We're going to try this little guy out. I really don't plan on running this truck through mud and water. I'm more interested in technical ability while climbing around on rocks and tricky surfaces, and Phoenix has put together pretty much the ultimate package for a trail truck to do that. Actually, there's no pretty much about it. It is one of the ultimate packages you can buy. And plenty of upgrades available should you decide that it actually needs them. So that's where I'm at with this. I got some work to do to this. Transmission's got to come out. I gotta see where this is gonna. A little bit longer leads would. That's the complaint I can see here. Other than that, I don't see any other complaint. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys listening to me rant, ramble, and I'll be back with a video with more progress of how this all came out.